Kia ora. It's Sunday the 9th of October 2022. We're just doing all the necessaries. It's going to sound very weird to those that know me. We're actually going to go to church today. So that will be a first. I'm half expecting the ground to open up beneath my feet. Flames of hell licking at my heels, whatever. Cats sleeping with dogs, all of the above. We shall see. So yeah, this is something that we decided that we would do when we got down and got settled. And there's nothing more to be read into that than that at this stage. So we shall see how we go. A friend of mine, Nathan, suggested that I might like to try landscape format so that when I record these, you're not kind of looking at my face all the time, and there's at least something going on in the background that makes things a little more interesting. So I'm trying that out, and I guess that's my morning ramble, is format changes, and reviewing what this ramble was originally about. So we're kind of going back to the beginning. So when I started this, it was a mechanism to work through, and I hate labels, social anxiety, or general unease and kind of being in the public eye and things like that, which is a little ironic because in my youth I did theatre. My father was a stage manager for theatre productions for many years, and while I wasn't really involved in that, I actually kind of got encouraged into it by my then flatmate, who was bemoaning the lack of male thespians, I guess, in local stage shows, and I just figured it would be a good way to meet women. So there you go. There's the sordid truth. But apparently I was pretty good at it. So at the thespianism, not necessarily so much meeting women, but anyway, that's a story of misspent youth, I guess. So anyway, so back to the ramble. Resetting format. So just trying a few new things out. And God help me, I'm using a selfie stick at the moment for this. So I really have no idea what the flip I'm doing. So if this appears to be a little weird and definitely highly amateur, well, it was always going to be highly amateur. And I think there's a pretty strong chance it was always going to be weird, but that's just going to vary by our degrees. So anyway, my ramble this morning is really just we're going through crossroads, life resets, personal changes, personal growth, however you want to put it. And I've talked before about putting down anchors and driving those posts into the ground and doing your best to try and let go of the past and all the mistakes that kind of come through there. And I don't know, this is kind of part of it as well, I guess. And I'm hoping to kind of broaden this ramble content a little more as I move forward, because I have a lot of interests outside homesteading. Dawn is primarily, my beloved wife is primarily the homesteader, permaculturalist, whatever. She's the one who's kind of interested, and she's a social butterfly. She thrives on social contact and making friends and what have you. She was at the visitors booth at the local Self-Reliance Festival a weekend ago, and along with Kerry Brown, who's a friend of ours, and he and her get on very well, and drove that booth very well from all accounts. And that's how it was when we were running conventions for red brick. Dawn was basically organising the booth and organising accommodations and this and that and the other thing, and that's just her bag. She basically gets into that, which is great. So it works out really well. Myself, more of an introvert, class whatever it is, something bloody blah J personality type, I guess, if you're gonna go and do the exams and do the analytics. I've always been a fake it till you make it kind of person in terms of interactions, which doesn't always work because sometimes you overcompensate and come out looking like a complete dork. The video format here is one that allows me to contribute to Dawn's channel, Autumn Dawn, verbal diarrhea, Autumn Dawn Endeavours, which is technically both our channel, but she has a blog and she's labelled under her Autumn Dawn moniker, which is as it should be. I have some other plans, but they will evolve in time. The point I'm making here is there's other stuff beyond, homesteading and permaculture that's kind of going on in the world today. And personal interests are things like, ancient history and bizarre, theories around origins of man and all these sorts of things. Religion is actually weirdly on my list. And geopolitics is definitely one. Local politics. Oh, here's a weird story. I went into a local store, which shall not be named, to purchase a few things, and the usual, "You're not from around here" kind of stuff. And okay, yeah, well, you want to guess where I'm from? So I got the usual British, blah blah blah. So had to do that game that I like to play, which is the test your geography, particularly for the younger people who are like. But anyway, one of the other staff members was there, and I have no idea how the heck we fell into it, but we started talking politics and local politics and American politics and so on and so forth, and they were pretty well versed, and I like to think I'm pretty well versed too. So that was odd, and probably not the best thing to do maybe in a public store with people coming in through the door and stuff, but when in Rome. So anyway, I digress. So the lot of stuff that I kind of want to talk about. I've avoided doing it because I'm still going through the crunch of the citizenship paperwork, and we live in strange times, and you never know who's watching what, and they might look at you and go, "Oh, you're not the kind of person that we want around here, or you don't fit into the current politics," or whatever. America's a very, very diverse country. Nation, I should say. It's made up of a lot of different diverse states, each their own small country, each with their own particular quirks and personalities, their own political bent and biases, their own religious bent and biases. That is part of what makes this particular melting pot really quite fascinating. And the more I meet the people here and talk to them, the better the picture you actually get. Certainly for my friends back in New Zealand, and some of whom went, America, why would you go there? It's full of Americans. A lot of the presence that you get, or a lot of the exposure that you get outside America, is largely based on advertisements or television sitcoms, or, it's a really skewed, very, very highly skewed presentation. Even everything you see on television, and this is especially the case outside America, where, the mainstream media shills and CNN and, Fox and NBC and blah, 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 all the media channels, regardless of whether they tout to be freedom of speech or left or right biased, they're all just shills. And the the format that they like to present is a particular type of format, and I think people like to, hang off that. And when you actually talk to the people here and meet the people here, and I'm going to call it the heart of America, the hopefully beating heart of America, the still beating heart of America, you find that the people here are actually really not that different from back my homeland in New Zealand. Very salt of the earth, very friendly, very shirt off their back types, many of them. Always happy to give advice, whether you want it or not sometimes. And happy to invite you around for drinks or a grill or whatever. And that's actually kind of neat, kind of nice. And we've had friends up in Ohio and stuff. Unfortunately, they kind of live quite a ways away. That we haven't really done the right thing by them, just because of the geography of distance more than anything else, not from lack of intent. But they're still very salt of the earth types, and still love them very dearly for being who they are, and for their contributions in our life. So it's not what's presented on television for the most part. There is some stuff here that is probably worse than what is presented on television, but the same thing could be said pretty much anywhere, I guess. Anyway, this ramble's starting to get on a little bit. So the format, I'm going to roll with try some landscape. Shout out to Nathan for his Nathan E for his always timely and optimal feedback. This is never going to be a professional thing, so don't even expect it. If you even bother watching it at 12-minute mark, maybe you're stranger than I am, who knows. But I hope to talk about a bit of stuff that is on my mind that I haven't really been, I guess, brave enough to talk about. And, I'm going to present some opinions, and we're not going to use the or disinformation word, because it'll set triggers off on goodness knows what channels, and I'm not into that. I try to get my facts from a source where I can. I formulate my own opinions because I'm my own person, and I am happy to share those opinions. I won't present anything that I think is too extreme or wild, because that's a quick way to get put on the cuckoo list, or the kook list. But there's a few things I do want to talk about that are going on, and some of that ties into the the reasons we're here. And my nose is a little red, sorry, because it's actually pretty cold down here. It got down to 37 degrees or something, and I'm out wandering in it after a hot shower, so this is what happens. But the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer look. But anyway, that's really what I want to do with this morning ramble. I've said it before when I started it. It tends to be largely, in fact, it always has been, kind of what hits my head when I walk out the door, and it will continue to be that way for the most part. It may be stuff that I've been thinking about. It may be stuff that I will do a video on, and then I will never actually ever talk about it again because it just didn't turn out to be relevant, or I've said it and it's out of my head, and then something else is going to fill that largely vacuous space. Hopefully you find some entertainment in it. By all means, if you do have something to say, please post comments. We do read them. We don't get a lot of comments on this YouTube channel, so it's easy for us to kind of, reply and respond. And if there's anything that you think is a little contentious, or something that you vehemently disagree with, by all means, post a comment to that effect as well. But back it up, and please at least be courteous. Don't be a dick about it. Hopefully we don't have that, but hard to say. It's a big wide world out there. Anyway, kia ora. Hope you like a little more scenery. sort of looking up the inside of my nostrils as I walk everywhere. And it's going to be a nice day today. Going to be a little chillier, I think, but that's okay. And then back into the work week starting tomorrow. Yeehaw, as our project moves towards go live. So going to be a very, very, very busy time right across the board. Okay, take care everyone. Have a great rest of day. Ciao.